Good morning, guys. I thought that I had sent out the invite for this week, so I do apologize for the Zoom meeting. But since I did not, I'm just going to record a quick deal here and then upload it for you guys. So I was just going through and listening to some teaching this morning. I wasn't sure what we were going to cover in the call, but there are a few topics that I want to remind you all of, and I believe that it will be fantastic information that will continue to help us get through this fourth quarter and to thrive. And if your business is not where it should be or where you want it to be, it's a great bit of information that will help you, transform your business and turn it into what you want it to be. So there are four no's. And when I say no, I mean K-N-O-W, K-N-O-W, not N-O. So first you must know yourself, know your audience, know the market, and then know the tools, or in our industry, that would be the contracts. So know yourself. Do you know what you're good at? Do you know where you need improvement? Have you done an analysis of your skill set to know yourself? That's always going to be the first and most important know that there could be in this industry. So if you have not done that, I'm going to ask that you take some time. Today is the perfect time. And going into this weekend will be a great time to know yourself, get to know yourself, and not just in terms of real estate, but in life. Understand what drives you, what motivates you, what do you like doing? What don't you like doing? This could also begin with a personality trait or personality test, whether it's the Myers-Briggs or if it is the DISC, DISC, any of those. So you want to get to know yourself and then know your audience. Who are you as a real estate professional? Who is the audience that you're targeting, your target market? What makes a real estate transaction necessary or even exciting to them? Why would they not only do business with you, but why would they either buy, sell, rent, lease in the first place? So know your audience. Know the market. Now, this is a big one for me. You guys should know that I'm always talking about get to know your market stats. If you're doing residential, it should be months of inventory, list price to sales price ratio, and median sales price for your market. Know your market. If you're on the commercial side of it, let's say, for instance, if you're doing office lease, office space, you need to know the saturation. You need to know the terms that you would be writing, and then price per square foot. Those are the types of things where you need to know your market. Not knowing your market in today's time with the information that's out there available to us is inexcusable and unforgivable. So know your market, know everything that's happening, be the expert. Know the tools. Excuse me. So when I'm talking about knowing the tools, all I'm talking about is know the contracts. I believe that we should be looking at the contracts weekly. Some people say monthly, but no more than that. You should get to know whether you're using your listing agreement or marketing agreement, the different types of sales contracts, the leases, the exclusive buyer broker agreements. All of these, you must know your tools in order to be successful when it's time for those tools to be utilized. So you want to know your tools. Now, once you are working with a client or a customer, what is your role? So some people will say, well, I'm just here to be a real estate advisor. I'm here to be a real estate consultant. I'm here to be a real estate agent. All of that, yada, 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 yada. Okay, I get you. I hear you. But what I'm going to say, your job is to pretty much be the director or the coach. We want you to, if you see someone doing something that is inconsistent with what was communicated either during that marketing consultation if you're working with sellers or that buyer consultation if you are working with buyers, then you just need to remind them of what you're doing, remind them of the goal that's in place, and lead them in the direction, because you already know, or you should know, what the end goal and what the destination is and how to get there. If you're an expert, and if you're studying the craft, and if you are a student of real estate, excuse me, my head almost exploded. So you want to remind them, and then just make sure that they are taking the correct steps towards the end goal. Lead with value. So this is something that I just heard on a video I was watching. So your question may be, Neil, how do I lead with value? And here it is right here. It says, I know something that you don't, but you should. I know something that you don't, but you should. And underneath this, you want to give people something they can't Google. So if you can give them value that people can't Google, that they can't just look up on their own, that's how you lead with value. A great way would be, for instance, market stats. But Neil, they can Google market stats. Just having the stats isn't what I'm talking about. You need to know why it's important for the consumer, for the buyer or seller. You have to be able to communicate the stats in such a way that they say, okay, I get it. I understand it because you told me. Another one would be contract clauses. So while they can see the contract clauses, you and your expertise, after knowing the contracts and studying the contracts, you should be able to say, all right, well, this is how it's going to help you or help your client if you're dealing with a gatekeeper. And then here is a key. You want to over deliver in everything that you do. So you'll often hear me say under promise and over produce. You want to over deliver in everything that you do. Always go above the top, go over the top, give them more than they expect. And that's going to be a great thing for your business, but more importantly, it's going to be a great thing for your client and your reputation. So know yourself, know your audience, know the market, know the tools, in our case, the contracts. You want to be the coach or the director, and you want to step in and remind your clients of the end game, what they're doing. You want to lead with value, and that is, I know something that you don't, but you should. And we do that by giving people something they can't Google, and knowing contract clauses, market stats. And finally, we over deliver in everything that we do. That's going to do it for today. Go back, listen to this video, watch this video 2 or 3 times, see what you can do or how you can do it. Begin with those 4 no's, and you'll be on the path to having the 4th quarter that you desire. That's going to do it. Love you guys. Peace. Don't be average. Be well done out.